I don't have to meet somebody anywhere I don't want to meet them, because at the end of the day, if I don't receive whatever they're giving me, I don't have to. And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's good to do things in groups because they'll hold you accountable.
It's the same with these TikToks and stuff. The money's coming, but it's coming fast. And just as quick as it comes, they spend it. So it'd be interesting to see the world in 30 years.
The best way to do anything, see any kind of group, is you have to take some inventory every once in a while. One of the things I learned is relationships are like dig into them, because that's all we have. Like money don't matter, jobs don't matter. How much weight we lose sometimes don't matter. But this that we have right here with us matters so much.
Come out to play.
H, your jam is on.
Not mine.
Ace just told us, for those of you who are just joining, he would take Pamela Anderson over Halle Berry. So therefore, we want to play his theme song before we can go ahead and get it out there.
Completely taken out of context.
No, it's not. No, it wasn't.
Hey, look, I'm not Shannon Shaw for Tyler Perry. I can't be slandered.
It's too late. You can't come back from it.
Take a look at your clock. Right now it says 7:31 our time, 5:31 Helen's time. Y'all tell me in about 15, 20 minutes so I can play this song again for Ace, so we can let the crowd know as we grow who we got on the team. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us so much. We are Rebranded. I'm your host, Anthony, alongside the best co-host in all of America, better than The View, better than Sherry Shepherd, better than Jennifer Hudson. We are the best right here, and I have to my
better than Pamela
right,
Anderson.
y'all left, I guess. Way better than Pamela Anderson. Even when she was on wasn't she on Tim the Tool Man, Home Improvement? I think she started out there, right?
They watch us
so. Anyway, what's up, Helen? How you doing today?
I'm just trying to be a part of the Cool Kids Club. My internet don't want me to be. So, hey, y'all, I hope I can join today. I'm working.
Good. You good.
You sound good to me. What's up? Yashika, below me. How you doing today?
I am doing.
Go ahead and tell the people.
What them people done did now?
They got me. I've had sorry, Deborah. I've had a hell of a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got me. I'm coming to you live from my house, but this is where I'll be for the next 7 days because I got COVID. They got me.
Got it.
You need to drink some. I know how to fix that. Go to your kitchen. Look under the sink. You will have what you call bleach. Take a cap full of it.
Okay.
Just take a shot. What's up, Ace? How you doing?
I'm good, man. All is well. We have verification on that bleach thing that it works too.
Nah.
You know what, Roland? That is correct.
We can't trust our sources.
No, don't.
She's not COVID, not the COVID. Yeah, she got COVID. So that's why we're in our boxes today. We want to stay as far away as possible. In fact, let me get a little bit further away. All right, y'all. We got a great show.
That's cold-blooded right there.
You say how they do you? They didn't want me.
Before we move on, I just thought about it when I seen it. We need a black name for COVID. You know how like diabetes is the sugar, so we're gonna have to come up with a black name for COVID.
Covert. Everybody knows that. It's Covert. Covert is a small town in Michigan, but my mom says I got covert. It feels like I got covert. And I said, Michigan?
That must be a rough town. I know people who say Walmart with a K at the end.
Walmart.
All right, y'all, we have a wonderful show tonight. This show is based off what we got going on tomorrow, Freedom. Right? This is our 4th of July, quote unquote, but it's not. It's our June-teenth. And we're so very excited about that. We're going to talk about that tonight. In fact, we have a whole lot we're going to talk about this past weekend that happened, including the No Kings Parade, and including the Donald Trump Parade, as well as we do want to talk a little bit about the new Tyler Perry movie, Straw. Have y'all seen the movie Straw yet? If you have, we definitely want y'all to chime in. Hey, there will be some spoiler alerts, so y'all be sure to kind of cover your ears if you don't want to hear some stuff. There's some spoilers. We're not going to just spoil the movie. We're going to definitely get into it a little bit. So we got a great show ahead of us. Thank you so much, everybody. Read the bottom of your screen. Don't forget to share tonight's show. Get everybody in on this show. I think it'll be a pretty good one. But before we get started, we definitely want to show y'all a video of how it all got started.
After 4 bloody years, the Union defeated the Confederacy to win the Civil War and abolish slavery in April 1865. There were nearly 4 million slaves in the U.S. at that time, and Union armies began marching through the southern states, freeing thousands of slaves each day. The news took months to reach Texas, the westernmost state in the Confederacy. And on June 19th, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger and 2,000 Union troops rode into Galveston, Texas, and told the slaves of their freedom. Granger's words spread through Texas. All at once, slaves found out the war was over and they were free. Their joyous, spontaneous celebration gave birth to June-teenth. June-teenth, a combination of the words June and 19th, commemorates when the last enslaved people in the South were finally set free. Many slaves were met with violence or even death when they tried to leave, yet the promise of freedom extinguished fear and fueled generations of indestructible people. Former slaves gathered on June-teenth the next year, and the year after that. And over the decades, Black communities observed the holiday with festive family gatherings, colorful parades, and bountiful barbecues. Texas became the first state to make June-teenth an official holiday in 1980. Since then, all 50 states and Washington, D.C. also recognized June-teenth as a holiday. In 2021, President Joe Biden signed the bill making June 19th a federal holiday in the United States. June-teenth is a celebration of independence, the day all Americans were truly free.
Pete, thank you. And we invite you to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a very good depiction of what happened in 1865. Very good video. Now, I guess I got to go ahead and add this. It's got to have its own meaning. What exactly does Juneteenth mean to y'all? Now, I am a natural born Texan, so is Ace. So it may be something a little bit different for you two over there. But I'm going to throw the question out to everybody. What does Juneteenth mean to y'all?
For me, I was aware of Juneteenth, I think only, it's 2025, 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It wasn't a holiday, and I'm from Florida. I was raised in Florida. Didn't know nothing about Juneteenth, never celebrated Juneteenth, didn't know it was a thing until, I don't even know how it came up, but I recognized it. And then ever since I knew the history behind it, that was literally the day that every Black person in the United States knew that they were free if they were a slave, instantly replaced 4th of July. Because that, to me, there was more historical, ancestral connection than a 4th of July, which is really, ain't about the, I don't even know what it's about for real. Let me not lie.
Yashika?
I think for me, I think what Helen said, the 4th of July is like replaces that, and there's a lot of that comes with that. But for me, they said we were free, right? That's when they learned of their freedom. But in some spaces, we still fighting to be free. In some places, we've talked before about jobs, and you're qualified and you've been grinding, but still, right? The person that gets the advancement is not you. And so when I say free, that's kind of what I mean. I think we've come a long way. To me, I think it's continued freedom now. And to me, when I hear Juneteenth and I see that Biden, and I didn't even realize it because Biden was just president, bless his heart. I didn't realize he was the one that made it a true holiday. So that was actually education for me. I don't know if y'all knew that, but I didn't know that. So, and I think it's unfortunate that it happened now, but I think it's just a move forward. So I think for me, it just moves continued freedom for us to just keep going, for not just being free from slavery, being free from any type of bondage that we have. Is that long-winded, y'all? I got the covert.
Chris Bell said struggle, celebration, and community. Good one. I love it. Francisco said, yes, I have seen it. He's talking about straw. Tyler Perry definitely knows how to trickle people and relate to trauma very well. Yashika, you need some cow chip tea.
Oh, no. Don't do me like that. Who told me that?
Hey, what does it mean to you?
Celebration, freedom. It means to me, our whole life growing up, you celebrate July 4th, and then when you get a little older, you're like, wait a minute, we were still slaves then, but when it comes to the Juneteenth, we're free, so true freedom in a sense.
Well, it said that Texas has been celebrating it since, well, I don't know, something happened in 1980, but I've been celebrating it my entire life, Juneteenth. I've never not known us to have Juneteenth because my hometown of Silver Springs has always been a thing. But Juneteenth to me, what does it mean? I mean, it's kind of like an unfinished business because freedom happened as far as slavery is concerned, but discrimination, racism, and all that stuff began, and bigotry. And so to me, it's like it's a reminder of when it began, and far less than it is a reminder of when something ended. So I think that Juneteenth has a special place in my heart, I guess, as far as that's concerned. But it's like, that's the day everything really started, or started over, however you want to call it. So, exactly.
You said it better than me.
It's definitely our 4th of July, and that's how I see it. That's the day we celebrated our freedom. Say that, homie. All right. I think she was talking to you. So a lot's going on. We celebrated some stuff last year. Helen, I was supposed to bring up some video. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I completely forgot to just now. But the Juneteenth celebration has been going on all around the world, and I'm telling y'all, or America. It feels really good when you're in the presence of us with the understanding of peace and love, right? And unfortunately, the only unfortunate part is in the middle of one of the hottest summers of the year. My God, it's hot out there.
Yeah, it's cooking a little bit. It's cooking.
No, that's an understatement. Okay.
Well, I took off of work for Juneteenth. We haven't recognized it as a holiday that we take off because I work with the Boys and Girls Club, and so naturally, if the school is in, then our staff has to be in. But we're trying to find a creative way to honor it for that staff, nonetheless. But since I've been at this job, I think I took it off last year. I said I will always take it off, and it will always be a standing holiday. And then I will have July 4th off as well. I ain't gonna do shit on July 4th. Ooh.
There's no virgin ears here.
Francisco says we're celebrating here in Green this Friday from 11 to 3 p.m. at Graham Park. You know what? I might try to make that.
All right, Francisco,
I'm coming. I got something to share.
Girl, I was gonna say you got the bid. You better stay home.
Oh Lord, she got the covert.
She got the big covert. Thanks.
All right, y'all. We're gonna talk a whole lot more about Juneteenth here in just a little bit, but it has been an extremely great weekend for me. So let's talk about it a little bit. I'm sure y'all have seen it on all the TikToks and Reels and probably CNN and Fox and everything else. But y'all know, I don't know if y'all know this, but there was a parade going on in Washington, D.C. this past weekend. I think it started roughly around 6 p.m. They said it started 30 minutes early their time. And expected to be there was over 200,000 people.
250 to be exact.
You know how many people actually showed up? Not even a percentage.
Please don't.
Not even a percentage. 8,500 people actually showed up. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this has been probably the greatest week of my life. Didn't have anything.
You there?
Hold on, I think I got did I get a video? What? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Somebody just sent me some footage. Let's see what we're talking about.
Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you to Vice President Vance. And thank you to our wonderful First Lady. And above all, thank you to Vice President Vance, and thank you to our wonderful First Lady.
Now, for those of you watching that, I don't know if y'all could read what it said, but the first one was actual. There was silence. It was quiet. There was PBS, their version of what they played. The second one was Fox News and what they played. So it was just a vast difference, and it was absolutely not exciting. Say what? Huh? I got another bit of footage, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't think everybody was happy.
That's funny.
Hey,
Did
I
y'all
was
see it?
dangerous. No, I refused to watch it, so I didn't. But I saw the clips and the portion that people were showing.
I literally forgot that he had a parade, but I didn't forget that there was supposed to be protests until at the end of Saturday. I was like, oh wait, that man's supposed to have a parade. I ain't hear it on no social media, on no TV, no nothing. And I think that was accurate.
Well, word on the street, Ted, I think his name is Ted Hegsped or whatever. He's the Secretary of Defense. He's about 45 years old. And let me give you a little quick update on who he is. I think he's been married 3 times. His current wife, he was cheating on with the second wife while his second wife was pregnant. So this is the kind of people that Donald Trump put in the office, right? He's the Secretary of Defense. Donald Trump and him were going back and forth, angry with each other just this weekend or maybe yesterday, Monday. And the reason why he was so angry is because he said that our military looked weak. Now, I think I may have some footage in a minute. I don't know if I uploaded it, but they showed China's military parade. They showed North Korea and Russia and all these different places, and they were like stacked and they were precise and et cetera, et cetera. And then they showed our little weak military parade. And they're waving and they're having a good time. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen next now with Trump and the rest of his people. Because y'all know when he gets angry and starts firing and starts yelling, it gets really, really ugly. So we're going to see what happens with that. I think you had something to say, Helen?
I was just trying to make sure I heard that right. We said that man cheated on his third wife with his second wife?
He cheated on his second wife with his third wife while his second wife was pregnant. And the third wife cheated on her husband with him. It's a whole thing. So these are the people we have running the country, and this is known information, right? Let's go to the comments. Francisco, he says, my job only recognizes it for salaried employees. Talking about Juneteenth, but since there's no language in our union contract for us to have that day off, but we are bargaining for it as we speak with our company to add it for us all. Absolutely. Nell laughs. That's pretty good at Donald Trump. Every media outlet wants to spin their own agenda. Absolutely, they do. And Chris Bell also says it was a parade for the 250th year anniversary of the U.S. Army. You know what? That's what they're saying. But I did the math, Chris. If you do it right now, 2025 minus 1776 it's a 5 and a 6, so it ends with a 9. 249. Which goes back to the beginning of the country, but not necessarily. I mean, unless we had an army the year before we even had a country, which I guess that could be possible. So I almost feel like maybe it was something else. I'll tell you what I thought it was. I thought it was maybe 2025 minus 1943 or so equals 79.
But I'm also pretty sure that he was very public in interviews saying that this was also his birthday celebration. And I just want to say, even if it was a parade for the military, did you see how them soldiers was marching? You think they finna celebrate like that?
No.
That's
I didn't see how. I guess I gotta go back and watch because I didn't see how they was marching. Only thing I paid a close attention to was them squeaky wheels.
Oh yeah.
So very interesting.
We need some WD-40 stat. How they sneaking up on anybody in wheels like that?
Well, you ain't got to sneak up on nobody. In the tank, you finna blow it up. You ain't got to sneak, but yeah, they need a little WD-40.
And that's celebrating. Oh. And then there was also someone that said that the Navy celebrated a milestone similar to that, and the Navy didn't spend a couple million to celebrate their birthday.
It wasn't more than a couple million, $46.
Well, it was a rumor that the soldiers were intentionally kind of marching out of sync to show their disagreements, with it. So they weren't as crisp as they should have been on purpose. To show that was their way to rebel because they're soldiers, so they have to march. Like this is what they have to do. But they like, all right, we got to march. We're gonna do it like this.
Do you have any shoulders that can confirm that?
Hey, anybody who tell you anything different is fake news. That ain't good enough.
Okay, man.
Now, Rosa said soldiers were walking uncoordinated. They were just there. I absolutely agree with you on that. They were just there. Adrian, another Adrian, he said, I bet the Secretary of Defense theme song is Tupac. I get around.
Hold on, let me turn this down.
That's a jam, Adrian.
Yes,
Janetta Beasley also says, I heard the same thing. Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay.
Someone told me
and I
that there
believe
was
it, Janetta.
a signal.
I believe
Oh, you
Janetta.
believe Janetta, huh? Okay.
I believe Janetta. Yeah, I do.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Someone said it on the signal.
Uh-oh.
Is it me?
Oh, boy.
Oh, I don't think it's me.
Only 8,000 gigabytes showed up.
Am I freezing?
Not now.
Oh, boy. All right. I apologize, y'all. Anyway, look, we got a quick game that we're going to play. Now, for those of you who have been watching this show for a while, you know we got this great game called Who Did It Best, or Who Sang It Best. But we can't always play it. The reason why we can't always play it is because copyright sometimes knocks us off. I'm hoping that's not going to happen, but if it does, be sure to go over to YouTube and check us out if you're at Facebook right now at Rebranders Podcast. Rebranders Podcast is all one word. Okay, before we play this game, and this is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be music. The game says, or actually, this is Chris Bell. He says, we totally had an army before we were a country. The militias, media did have a way to spin the parade as well. And I mean, who's to say it was an army as opposed to the Marine? Whatever. But I understand. Secretary of Debauchery. Deborah Collette. I believe this is Deborah number one today.
She's Deborah number one still.
She's Deborah number one, and she's 21 minutes late. Chris Bell says okay, I read that already. All right, y'all ready to get into this game?
Oh, yeah.
Ready.
Now, normally I do about 10. Today, I'm not doing 10. Today, I'm only doing about 5. Let's hope this works. Audience, please chime in. Tell us which one is best. Who did it best? Okay, here we go. Let me find it. 3, 2, and...
He said, I went over there, he made me Franks, ballpark Franks. That's why I'ma always be cool with Eddie, because he made me them Franks. And when I was young, they used to call me Fat Murphy.
Listen, whatever y'all do, make sure you go when you go to Nigeria, go hang out with Godfrey. When you go to the Bay Area, make sure you go get a cake.
What do they call, Tracy? What do they call?
They better butter bake whatever. The 3 B's, the triple B's. I'm not good at alliteration.
Oh, Chris Bell says Eddie. Janetta says Eddie. What do y'all think?
Yeah,
I
Eddie
think
got
Eddie
that.
too.
Yeah,
I almost thought that was Tracy Morgan, and like they just inserted his voice into Eddie. That sounded just like Tracy Morgan to me.
Neil Rowland says Eddie. Vanessa says Eddie. Vanessa, how you doing?
Hey.
All right, here we go. Y'all ready for the next one? 3, 2, and...
Nice party. It's crazy. Started off in Mossy Projects. You know, because Dame had an idea. He said, do the music. And then later on, and then I met B.
It's your boy, Young Hov, and you know how I'm nice. I know you're hungry, niggas. Rice. And Rice just fall into the crowd. All the Africans be talking about this shit. Bukimbe, I went to the Jay-Z concert. When he said, put your hands in the air, he meant for you to catch dinner. Oh my God, thank God. Bukaya Mojay's.
Joanne also says Eddie. Janetta, you and Jamie Foxx. Okay, Jamie Foxx. Chris says Jamie. Tony Goodson says Jamie is the winner. What do y'all think?
Ari Spears does the best Jay-Z, but that one of his best Jay-Z's he did right there.
I don't know. I think it was Ari Spears for me.
Jamie
Foxx had a twang. Jamie Foxx had a twang in his voice.
Zach Spiker. Zach says Eddie and Jamie getting caught up. I passed Nell. Oh, she like both of them.
I'm with Nell. I don't like neither.
You like neither? Okay. Vanessa says she likes Jamie. All right, y'all. Here we go. We got 5 of them. 3 more.
Hey, Brother King, thanks for coming in. This is kind of weird, but people have been complaining that when you pray for them, they're kind of distracted because you sound too much like Denzel Washington.
And they told you that? But they didn't come and tell me. See, that's the problem. Everybody is skipping over me. If you have a problem with me, you can tell me.
Wow, that is spot on. And you really pray for people like that?
All the time, you understand?
But which seems to be the problem? The problem is, man, I didn't get no hot sauce and no mild sauce, dog. Can you help me out? You didn't get any hot sauce and mild sauce. That's what you telling me? Huh? That's what you telling me? You didn't get no hot sauce and mild sauce? Mm-hmm. I tell you what, let's see what's in the bag. Whoa, shit. You got 6 pieces of wings, you got fries, you got bread, you got coleslaw, but you don't have no hot sauce and mild sauce, huh? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in the back, all right? I'm gonna go in the back. If the receipt says you didn't get any hot sauce and mild sauce, I'm guaranteed to go into my pocket and pay you back your money, my dollar. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
He got better towards the end, but I'm gonna say the
best, dog.
I like the first one.
King
first
sound
one.
more like the first one.
It was
Everybody's
spot
going
on. The first one. I've never heard of King before, but he was spot on.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Reggie
Yeah,
got towards the end. He got good. He started to sound more like him, but I feel like
So-
King sounded like him the whole time.
You see, if you haven't seen the first dude, it's like 3 of them that do like these impeccable Denzel impersonations, and they always do these little skits together where it's like Denzel versus Denzel, but it's 3 of them, so it's like 3 different Denzel from different movies. You got to see it. It's a trip.
I wonder who the most impressed
That sounds good.
impersonated person is. I think it's Denzel, or is it Shaq, or is it who is it?
Someone with a distinct voice for sure. I would say.
Jay-Z. Probably Donald Trump at this moment. The first guy killed Denzel for real. Yeah. He sounds exactly like him. All these people. Zach Spiderman says King. Joanne says it. Michael Rich, what's up, my man? He says Reg. Okay. The first guy, Janetta says, okay, I'm with that. The first dude, Dina, I think most people are going with the first dude. Well,
First one, yeah.
crazy. All right, let's go to here's the next one.
Would you ever consider running for president?
I mean, okay. All right, listen. At this point, anybody could be the president. Listen, I don't care. Listen, I don't care if Flavor Flav runs. I'll vote for him. If he wins, and make Honey Boo Boo the vice president. I don't care.
OJ with a website? What the is going on? And you know the address? www.//youaintdeadyet.com. Thank you very much.
Jay.
And the King needs to do that sexy walk Denzel. First guy for real. First guy again. Okay. Jay Farrow is who we're going with. Yeah, Jay is probably the master impressionist.
Yeah, that's Jay Farrow for real. Yeah. Sean Wayans made me laugh because he's so corny.
Play that song.
Why?
Hit it. Because Chris Rock.
Oh, right. You absolutely right. Play it. That was
song.
You're right.
One time for one time.
Yeah.
Accurate. Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock.
Right, Helen? Yeah.
Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know, that's on behalf of Chris Rock. When he was on stage with Jerry Seinfeld and Robert Gervais, whatever his name is. And,
you lost me forever.
I agree.
He lost.
And I'm mad.
Right,
I'm a little insulted at myself.
Yeah.
I am too.
Not
I was a fan.
Not good.
And finally, here we go. Tell me what y'all think.
Like Shaq, you and Kobe are feuding. What's going on? I told Kobe. I told Phil. Phil know how I play. Kobe know how I play. Give me the ball. I'm a dugger. I'm big brother. He's little brother. We'll be fine. Like motherfucker, what? When Shaq talked, they should have the words with the bouncing ball. Everybody know. Love a good time. Like what?
Go ahead, Shaq.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just letting everybody know that. You know, if he get busy, he get too busy, it's gonna be okay because I'm right here and know what I gotta do. And, happy to be here. Happy to be here. Chuck, how you doing? You look good. You look real good. I see you. I see everybody.
What changes would you make to our show since the new Shaq is here?
I love McDonald's. Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are amazing. You got them in with the sauce. The sauce is good. Chicken sauce. Extra crispy.
Well, New Shaq, you first of all, you're a lot smarter, a lot funnier,
right.
and there's a lot more room at this table. I like you.
I don't know Shaq's voice well enough.
Aries got
say
that.
Aries. I would say
Aries
Aries
got
that
that.
time.
Yeah, I think Aries. If Aries goes up against most people, it's gonna be Aries, and I think that's what most people got to say. Oh well, a couple people said Jay Farrow, Aries is coming in from Chris Bell. Michael says Aries. Joanne went with Aries. Janetta said I'd say Jay, but they both were good. I agree with you. Jay said Zach, and also L says Aries. Y'all, that was pretty good. Okay, that's our new bit. We're gonna start doing it that way. See, we're not gonna get cut off if we do it like that. Hey, look, it's Juneteenth week, and we are celebrating Juneteenth parade. We already talked about Donald Trump and how his parade didn't go well. We're gonna also talk about the King's parade when we come back.
It went great. His parade went exactly how it was supposed to. Now, don't discredit his hard work. He chef's kiss on that one. He did that. He did his big one. Squeaky wheel.
Can't speak about nobody.
Listen, we love that parade from him.
Oh, Goodson is excited.
Every parade from the time that I was 1 to the time that I was 18 and I left, guarantee you, combined, they didn't cost $100,000. His one parade cost $45 million. Okay. I love it. Anyway, I was trying to get somewhere with that Secretary of Defense. I'll talk a little bit more about that when I come back. All right, see y'all in about a minute.
What is Juneteenth? Let's explore its history. Juneteenth, short for June 19th, marks the day in 1865 when enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas, learned they were free. This was 2.5 years after President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation had formally freed slaves in the southern states. The first Juneteenth celebrations included prayer meetings, the singing of spirituals, and barbecues. Juneteenth has grown over the years and was recognized as a federal holiday in the United States in 2021. Today, Juneteenth is a time to celebrate freedom, heritage, and progress. Happy Juneteenth.
You can't help me. Nobody ever helps me. Do it all myself. Every thing I do it myself. You wanna kill me. You wanna blame me for robbing this bank, and I didn't do it. And you wanna lock me up. And then what about my baby? What about my baby?
Okay. So Netflix has a show by Tyler Perry called Straw. If you hadn't seen it yet, right now is the time for you're gonna get a little spoiler alert. We don't have enough people watching for me to tell you to get off. So just go ahead and watch after the show. But it was a very interesting movie because I felt like it was a combination of a couple movies. One of them being, again, spoiler alert, Sixth Sense. It reminds you of Sixth Sense. Actually, it was 2 movies. I forget what the other one is. I think it's more of a Shawshank type thing. I think that's what we're talking about.
John Q.
John Q. That's right, John Q. I'm sorry. So it's kind of a combination between John Q. and Sixth Sense, all in one. And the performances are pretty spot on. Like, I mean, I said last night that Taraji, I just wish they would have got somebody else because we already know she can kill that role. I would have loved to have seen somebody else come in and do it. Nevertheless, Taraji killed her role, and just about everybody else in there. So let me start off with that, and then I'm gonna throw it out there to y'all and see how y'all felt about this. So you know that movie. But before we do that, let's go to the comments. Zach Spikner says he was asleep at his own military parade. Yes, he was. Chris Bell said, I think a lot of people didn't go out the last weekend because they didn't want to deal with protesters from both sides. I can see that as well.
They was at the protest.
Right, that's not true.
Oh,
$5
Zach,
million at the protest.
Zach, you haven't seen it
Went
yet?
out.
Log
Went
off
out,
my
Chris.
team, Zach.
Now don't log off. Just watch it afterwards. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. So it was, first of all, was it a good written movie? Do y'all think that?
I do.
It was good. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. It was a few holes in there and stuff like that, but it was good. Better than any of my papers I turned in school, so
probably better than that AOA. So I guess you really don't have no complaints at all. But that's another story.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When we talk about the Coon song, we gotta talk to Crabs in the Barrel, man.
Well, you know what? I'll say this, and I'm trying not to spoil too much, but I'll say that in the movie Sixth Sense, because it's more of a comparable to that.
I'm about to spoil it all.
What I'm going to say, in Sixth Sense, without trying to spoil it, they did not lie to us. When you go back and watch it the second time, you realize, oh, I just assumed such and such.
Yes, it was a mind game.
It was a mind game. They played, but it was so well written. And I'm not trying to bash our black writers and so forth and so on, but this is part of the, us talking about it. In this particular movie, they actually lied to us. They showed us everything all the way through. And then at the end, they hit us with the twist and the turn. And I'm like, wait a minute, but this not. So if you go back and watch it.
And they lied about the peppermints. Don't forget that.
Now listen, shut up.
It was peppermints on the counter.
I don't even know. I'm trying not to give away a lot too. I don't even know if they lied to us, because from my perspective, it was her truth, because she wasn't accepting another truth. So none of that happened. No way.
But if you possibly, but if you like, I would encourage for Zach. I know you haven't seen it, but for everybody that has seen it, I encourage you to go back and watch. Because for me, like I said last night, I think at a surface level, watching it is like hands down great. Right? It was a lot of emotions there. It was a tearjerker for sure. Mm-hmm. It pulled a lot out of me. Because I too do things a lot myself. I do everything myself, so I get that part. I understand that struggle. But if you go back and really watch, it didn't come together like it should have. Like if you watch The Sixth Sense, it all comes together. Like the second time you watch Sixth Sense or the third, you get more on the third time you watch it than the second. Because it tells a truth. Have you ever seen The Sixth Sense, Helen?
Mm-hmm. But you make me want to watch it again.
Go watch it again, because it tells a story. For me, with this, with me trying to put it all together, the puzzles didn't fit. The pieces didn't fit.
Wait, can we do a spoiler alert? Because I want her to talk about that. I would love to hear about that. Can we just tell people if you don't want to?
It would have to be a breakdown. It would have to be like we would need more time, because it's like a breakdown. Anthony and I had a good conversation about it. There's so many things that happen. Okay, if this happened, then why did this happen?
Can you just give us one spoiler to just help me? I really want to. I want to hear this and make this connection.
At the school.
Right.
Let's go to the school. When the principal was there and the social worker was there to take the baby because the baby failed in the that baby failed, right? It shows the CPS there. It shows them taking the baby out, right? So how could she be just talking to the principal and the principal's not saying anything to her, not understanding at the end when we saw CPS there taking the baby up the stairs? So explain that. But there's no explanation for that.
Well, and this is where y'all can just have to mute us, because now we're getting some just mute it right now. 3, 2, 1, your fault. Okay. So this is when I go back to saying I feel like that was like a part of the psychological piece, because when I finally put the pieces together, I think that was all in her head. I think after she dropped the baby off, I told you, mute your dang computers now, your TV, because I'm about to just spoil it. Mute it, please. I'm gonna go like this when I'm done, okay? This is a signal for turning it back on. When she dropped the baby off, right, and did the whole thingy thing, the second time to the scene you talking about, I don't think that actually happened. I don't think she went. I don't think the call that she got, because if you listen to it in the playback, it's really a debt collector. So I think all the things that they showed up to the end didn't actually happen, except for her actually driving to the school that first time, and the principal looking at her like, "What?"
And I would agree. I would agree with that. I think that everything that you're saying is true after we find out all this stuff. But while we're watching, they didn't. I mean, it's like the intelligence of writing means that I'm going to tell them this, and they're going to see it. Even with them, I give you a point. One of my favorite comedians' name is Nate Bargatze, right? He said that when you watch Sixth Sense, he said, for us as human beings, it made more sense for us to think that Bruce Willis's wife didn't talk to him for a year than for us to come to the conclusion that he was dead the whole time. So this movie, it was like, you lied to me. You telling me all this stuff. I'm hearing this. I'm seeing this. And then at the end, you say, gotcha. That didn't happen. this is actually what happened. Yeah, this is actually what happened. So to me, that point, I think it was absolutely well thought out show, especially when you're going to put those two combinations together of John King and whatever. But I think that if Tyler would have taken a little bit more time, he might would have been
what I think
a little bit more creative.
I think we should have got more. I think he should have gave it 30 more minutes. I don't think he needed a long time, but I think he needed at least 30 more minutes. Because if what you say is true, Helen, and explain to me the mother's call at nighttime to tell her the baby died, and they already told Sherry Shepherd earlier.
I got
or explain to me why in the bathroom the girl wrote on the wall, "No bomb, one gun," or whatever. Like that had nothing to do.
Remember, she wrote so they didn't come in and get her. So it's just it didn't make sense.
I got you. This we need a. Can we just do a breakdown next week? Can we just dissect? Because I'm enjoying this, and I'm gonna give away too many spoilers because we gotta.
Okay,
I got one.
We continue.
The dramatic of do it. At the very end, when the police officer said, "Do it," so the mother could do it. Again, Zach, this is so that we don't spoil it, so I'm not going to say what he did. And I'm like, it's over. And when did they call Sherry Shepherd and tell, I already know. I mean, it's just too much stuff that didn't click to me. And I'm like, come on, y'all.
They told me earlier.
Exactly.
They might have wrote it back on the bathroom window. We just didn't see it.
But listen, when something like that happens, there's a record of it, right? So when you say to that piece, it wouldn't be hard for the cops to put two and two together that she literally just went through something like that if they doing their due diligence. So when she said they told me, I was like, as they would, because if they looking up her background as a mother, that's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm assuming. But let me say this: what I really, really, really appreciate, because I think I have a small talent of being able to predict movie endings. That little fake ending, y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Where the do it actually came to fruition, but my whole heart went to my butt. I said, ain't no way this man just did me like this. And then, so I love a good gotcha, because normally I'm like,
I'm gonna go to the comments based off your comment. And Nell Rowland says, did y'all cry? Okay, we can get to that he says it's all good, Zach Spiker, and you give Ace a break. All right, let's go back to that question. Did y'all cry?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
You did cry?
I did because I'm emotional. I'm an emotional person, Anthony. I'm emotional. Okay. So first of all. And then second is I understand the struggle. I understand the struggle. So I think that kind of pulled it out of me because it is hard. As a single parent, it's tough.
Vanessa Wilkerson said, yes, I cried too. So she watched it also. I didn't cry. I'm going to tell you why I didn't cry, because I was I literally, and I'm not watching this movie. We all decided to come and watch the movie so we can do the show, but I didn't watch the movie so I could tear it down. I really wanted to be entertained.
No,
I was so confused at the end. Like, what? Like, I had to think about it, and I didn't get it. And I went to the internet to find out, what did I miss? And I was like, wait a minute, it couldn't be, because they had, like I say, I felt like they lied to me through the whole movie once they actually said it. So I was like, that don't make sense. It's just like they overlapped. It flopped.
You didn't give it enough time.
I'm a big empath, so I cry on even happy movies if the emotion is there. And I think that's what Tyler Perry executed in this movie, was bringing forth the emotion in Taraji's role, Sherry Shepherd's role. I told y'all Taraji ain't sell it for me, but she probably sold it for somebody. But with those two main characters, to Yashika's point, I'm not a single mama. I don't know what that's like, but however, I'm a product of a single mom. I was raised by a single mom. Mm-hmm. So to watch and be like,
you still understand the struggle.
The fact that she was going through all that and she wasn't even aware she was causing nerves. Like, I'm like, girl, you don't see what you're doing? Like, just take it. And I'm like, but that's real. Like, you be so deep in your own struggles and so overwhelmed with how you're gonna make 1 + 1 = 2, and you got a baby who has things going on that you already can't afford to help. So on top of you not being able to afford to help, I've heard mothers express the doubt you get as a mom. Am I doing the right thing? I'm not doing enough. My baby's gonna die because of me. My baby's gonna starve because of me. Like, you take all these internal challenges on. So the way that Taraji was able to execute that, and me not being a mom, and I was like, Girl, if I was in that bank, I'm helping you rob it. What we doing?
Because I think, I don't know, the emotional part was just what Anthony said, is that, Taraji brings that out. That's how she is. So I think she brought that maybe out because she made that part believable. It was just some of the other. I'm like,
well, with that being said, we're going as we get ready to land this plane, Tony Goodson says, let me give y'all a couple of people who were in this cast. Tiana Taylor, Taraji, of course. Sherry Shepherd did a wonderful job. Ashley Versher, that's one that nobody could stand. Rockman Dunbar, he's in a lot of Tyler Perry movies. Glenn Turman, who was in Cooley High, and he was in so many different films. Mike Merle, Shalette, Monique, and of course,
Matt Tonight.
And of course, we also know that Sinbad was in this movie.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted, man. He was there.
That's my favorite part.
Sinbad was in this movie. So, I thought he did a wonderful part. Kudos to Tyler Perry for bringing him back in. And he played the role of his actual life, in a wheelchair, kind of a, homeless. But he's not homeless, but you know what I mean. Anyway, no tears, says Michael. And then Janetta says, I didn't cry. That's weird because I'm very emotional.
I just want to say, and I'm pretty sure Yashika might back me up on this, I was very appreciative of the way Sinbad showed up for his role. Because when I was seeing the previews and they were saying like the headlines, like Tyler Perry really helped him out, it was given handout. It was given, I want to go star for helping somebody. And I don't like that. Like it made me kind of piss me off a little bit. Then when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I very much appreciate, because it felt genuine. It felt right. And me living in California now, Sinbad's character is very, I think, reflective of the type of people, the homeless that are genuinely homeless because life just got them, right? Like things just happen. I have a good job. I can pay my rent, y'all. If I lose my job, my savings is gone in almost 2 months because of rent alone, not because I got a lot of spending. So it's very realistic to be homeless and then to be that kind and still advocate for people. I don't know. I just think that to y'all's point, he was authentic. It was genuine, and I just was very good.
That was a good part.
It didn't feel cringy. It didn't feel like a handout. It felt like a genuine role that had a purpose. It had a purpose. It wasn't just him being the show or the movie.
My mom didn't even know that Sinbad had a stroke. So she thought that he was just playing a role, which said something.
Was good acting.
So to me, I loved it. I loved to see him. As soon as I saw him, I was like,
it was good.
We certainly urge y'all to go out and watch Straw on Netflix right now. It's a pretty good movie. I gave it a 7, maybe an 8, and then it dropped down to a 5. But then we talked about it. Yeah, I gave it a 5.
I give it a 6. It was a 6.5. 6.5.
We'll do that.
I'm not gonna.
All right, y'all. We come back. We're talking Juneteenth, the parades, and we hadn't really touched much on these No Kings parade. We'll talk a little bit more about that in about a minute 15.
The other night, he came out and said that when you guys spoke, he warned you that if you didn't get things under control, he was going to bring in troops.
Stone cold liar. Stone cold liar. He made that up, like he makes up so many other things. He never said that.
And he also seemed to make up this idea that the National Guard did a great job last night when they weren't here.
They weren't even deployed, and he claimed victory. He's lost it. He hasn't lost a step. And I saw him trip on the steps today. I mean, this is serious. He is not the same person that I dealt with just 4 years ago. And he's incapable now of even a train of thought. He's making things up, and he's putting people's lives at risk. And he's got a band of people that are complicit in this. And that's what's so damn alarming. And we need Congress to step up, and my gosh, do we need the courts.
I think right here, rebranders, we are priding ourselves in trying to stay up on the community and some of the things going on. So if you're for Donald Trump, be for him. If you're against him, be against him. But I feel like it's very necessary for us to tell you what's actually going on. And I feel like it's unbiased, but nevertheless. Anyway, y'all, look, we had some No Kings parades going on this past weekend. Now, of course, Donald Trump had his parade. It was 8,500 people there, $45 million. And it was 8,500 people, $45 million, and it was planned, et cetera, in one spot. But there was hundreds of parades around the world just for one No King moment or movement or whatever you want to call it. Millions of people, I think something like 10 million people or so right here in America who protested against Donald Trump and his parade. How did y'all feel when y'all saw all those people? In fact, we showed it in that last video when they were showing all the people around the world in Chicago, in Dallas, San Francisco, LA, everywhere. How did y'all feel with the country coming together for whatever the cause may be to say that, hey, listen, we are the strength? How did that make y'all feel?
Unity. Now, I will say, because I actually think Isaiah made this comment. Someone made this comment, but like, why is it such a big deal when protests like this happen? And it's, for me, the reason is because it's an actual united fight that we're doing. It's not Black Lives Matter, which we only, you don't get a certain group here. It's not immigrants' lives or immigration, ICE deportation policies here, so you get a certain demographic here. It was literally 10 million people said, you know what we don't like? This orange man in office doing his whatever policy, whatever thing he got going on, and then also trying to claim a day for himself and spend all this unnecessary money while he's literally slashing vet benefits, which is, I think, the craziest part. Like, regardless of what y'all want to say, this man threw a military parade and he's also trying to take food out the mouths of vets. So make it make sense to me before you talk anything else and we can have a conversation. But I hate that this is the only thing that we're united on. Like, we should be united on all things that aren't humane, which includes racism. But I'm glad that we all got together and said, you know what, Mr. Sir, we all really don't like you. And I don't know how this relates to both, but that's just how y'all know it was rigged, because there ain't no way 10 million people protested and he's still in office and only 8,500 showed up.
What I will say to that is 10 million people can protest. I think protesting is fine. I don't have a real big issue with it. You might get the covert, but I don't have a real big issue with it. The problem that I have, however, is that 10 million people are protesting, but was those 10 million people at the voting polls?
The words on my mouth.
No, he was put in. Come on. He was put in the office. He didn't just show up. Hey, it's me.
And he was put in twice.
He was put into office. And so America needs to take a step back and look. Like, you can protest. He's been a president for 6 months. Not 6 months yet. It's not the 20th. Friday makes 6 months that he's been president. It feels like 6 years. I realize that. But it's only been 6 months, and he was put in the office. So the protests are fine. But we got to look at, like, voting. That goes back to, in my opinion.
Now, I can't prove this. I didn't dig too deep, but I've seen 2 articles that have said that there's proof that there was tampering with a certain voting ballot, electronic ballot, because it was linked directly to one of Elon Musk's software that's allowed to change data in real time. And I read 2 different articles on that. That don't mean that it's real. I'm just saying.
I think it was a landslide. It was a landslide. He didn't win by a little bit. He won by a lot.
Let's go to the comments, y'all. And Andre Sleepy Goods, my cousin, says, out of all people, I never thought it would be Tyler Perry that would make me cry. And I'm a grown man. Not dropped down to a 5. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to get him. Bravo, Zach Spike. Now, I don't know if he's talking about explanation.
No King.
Yeah. No King. Yeah, okay. This is what they voted for, he also says. And he said it himself.
Agreed.
You know what, says Janetta? I will say that everything with the people has to start somewhere. I wonder what kind of networking and all that stuff was made. Probably none during 10 million people getting together. So I feel like that's the start. You know, how many times have we started talking about this, that, and the other, and we really never did anything? But I think that's the start. I think that once we learn that we have some kind of camaraderie and strength and coming together, that right there is the very beginning of something powerful. So we'll see what happens in the next year, because in reality, 10 million people get together because they want the best for the country, and they don't feel like right now they have the best. So, that to me is very powerful that they spoke up physically, because Donald Trump said he will enforce some kind of physical action if you protest his parade. And they had one in DC as well. But anyway, Elon did say he helped Trump get elected. $250 million will most definitely put you there. Most definitely put you there.
Yes,
all right, it's been a really good show. I've really appreciated all the comments. Thank y'all so much for being in. We're going to play us a quick video before we go to the final piece. Actually, I'm not even going to play that video. We're just going to go to the final piece. Are y'all ready?
Ready.
Hey, yo, we got on the show next week.
I appreciate you for asking that.
A time has been had.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Ace.
What's up, you chicken?
Who we got on the show next week?
I'm glad you asked. Since we're talking about unity and everything, we're actually going to be talking to deaf people who've been victims of gang violence. They were only asking for directions.
It wasn't funny, but I see what you did there.
You know what? Y'all wrong for laughing. That's what you ain't supposed to laugh at right there.
I see what you did there.
No.
I see what you did
I can't
there.
laugh because my foot's already on a banana peel.
Oh, she got the covert. She can't laugh at it.
I like it. That was actually pretty good. I'm gonna give you a 10 for that one. Andre Gibson, he gave you a 10.
Oh, y'all wrong, man.
10 so far.
Y'all wrong.
And they give you laugh emojis too. Very good. Tony Goodson gave you an 8. Now you're averaging about an
8. That's decent. Yeah.
Zach, what do you give him? Zach Spikeman. Zach said this is his first time. He definitely won't be his last. A 10 plus.
Wow.
Oh man, y'all some wicked folks out here.
Can you retell the joke? Tell the joke again. Maybe I missed it because I'm upset. Everybody saying 10 and I didn't laugh.
So I said we're going to be talking to deaf people who've been victims of gang violence, and I said they were only asking for directions.
I think it's throwing up gang sign. Yeah.
Okay. I got the last part, but now I got you. Okay.
You said you going somewhere with gasoline draws on.
Yeah.
That was good.
I'm not going.
You know what? We got a deaf viewer somewhere that's getting this translated, and they shooting a finger right now at me, and I just can't see it.
Or hear him.
Janetta might be the only one getting to the goal. She might be the only one getting through
Me
the
too, Janetta. We together.
She gave you a 1, or she pushed 1, and then she pushed enter too fast.
That's what happened.
No, she didn't. She did the right thing.
She said, I'm not going down with that. Okay.
Is this your first show? Or are you just into finding it funny? Because I just want you to know it gets worse, friend. I want you to stay, but just know they get more offensive as you stay.
Don't worry, my gay people and my short people and my gay people. I'll be back on y'all heads.
Right.
Next week.
All right, we got another comment coming in, and we're gonna end the show. You laugh, dog. It's still a Chinese restaurant. This was hilarious. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, y'all, thank y'all so much. Adrian Rowland gave you some gang signs, by the way. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is a great show. I've enjoyed it. Happy Juneteenth to everyone out there. Tomorrow, hopefully, most of y'all will not have to go to work. But until next week, next week, we got a really great show, as Ace has already told you.
She said it was. Oh, we still live. That comment was
still live.
Lift every voice and sing.
Rebranded started in 2012 after the death of Trayvon Martin. My friend Eric Russell and I thought maybe the problem is us, the Black community.
So we decided to start an organization to help change the image
of how America
sees how the world sees us.
The simple things like pulling up our pants or eliminating the use of the N-word
would help move Black men
and Black women
to a more positive direction.
Capital R
E-B
R-A-N-D
U.S. But after years of a hiatus, for personal reasons,
and bringing on new friends,
we, the people of the United States, witnessed the murder of George Floyd for 9 minutes and 29 seconds.
We then realized
it wasn't just us who needed to rebrand it.
it was the U.S.
Hence the lowercase.
R-E-B.
R-A-N-D.
Capital U.
Capital S.
And that's what we stand for today.
An opportunity for a second chance. An opportunity for grace.
And mercy.
Love.
That opportunity must start, however,
by rebranding me
and rebranding you.
To rebrand us.
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 Day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Sometimes you gotta go look at yourself and go, I'm ready to relinquish this.
I'm one of them people, hey, you gotta give a man a day in court.
The underlining of all of it is authenticity, right?
She's making them money, so they gonna put the camera on her because she is paid.
I think the prize is the other person. We have not integrated in the United States. Start buying some of the things that we have to offer. Then we will see a difference in how we act as Black people.